In today's show, I'm breaking down the top 10 meme coins to watch right now and why we're set up for another 46x style run just like we did with House. These are not going to be recycled plays, they're brand new opportunities across Solana and more with insane upside if you catch them very early. Today we're going to cover why House did a clean 46x and why that setup looks like it's going to happen again. We're also going to mention the top 10 highest conviction meme trades for this month, how to spot early entries before Twitter catches on. So if you missed House, which was a runner from 0 to 100 million, you cannot miss the show. The next one is already forming and we're not going to be late here, so let's get on to it. Starting here with House coin. Again, my target is still 39 to 32 million. It did bounce off of this support. Other than that, there's not too much to add. What we are seeing here is lower and lower highs with also lower and lower volume. The chart does look good, but if you're trying to buy it, I think at least you should minimum wait for a retouch of this 47 million market cap. If we don't get this, then okay, it's too bullish and we might have to wait for a better entry later on. But I do still think it's going to pull back deeper a little bit more, especially with my Bitcoin prediction going right, which is now pulling back slightly, just a little bit. But if we get Bitcoin coming back into 89 and a little bit below, then these meme coins will give us way better entries. So I would advise caution. Now let's get on to Trencher. Remember Trencher? I did tell you guys this was a good entry right here. It did come and touch the support line at 3.7 million market cap. It then found its resistance, went sideways, finally broke the resistance, retouched it as I was predicting. And now let's see where it goes. If this thing goes back in here to 5 million, for example, then the setup, I think, loses a little bit of its form. The structure has to be changed a little bit. We have to revise these charts, but so far it's looking good. So let's see what happens. It's looking primed for explosion. I do think the next target is going to be 20 million, 15 million market cap. Now on to the next, we have Ava. This one I haven't talked about yet. Major resistance now. I don't think it's a good buy. If you're looking at Ava and you saw, wow, it's pumping 20%, I'm going to buy. I would also advise caution on this one. Look, major resistance all throughout November of 2024 here. Then when it broke, it also acted as support after it broke. And now we are at that level again. So I do think Ava is going to pull back into this pocket here, this pocket of around 60 million market cap. This is where you re-enter Ava before it can continue to move higher and higher and higher. And then the major resistance level is going to be 166 because this was major support all throughout that massive spike, that massive parabola. And basically all of January acted as major resistance, as major support for Ava. I do think it's going to be that level. I think it could be a good 2.7x, almost a 3x trade if you wait for that pullback. If you don't buy the green candle because it will probably pull back at least into 89 again. Now let's talk about a coin that has major potential and no one's talking about, and that coin is MFers. Started exploding. This chart is one of the best looking charts in all of crypto, so let's see where the good entries are. Firstly, there's this trend line, very steep. Does it hold? Does the price come here? This could be a good place to buy, honestly, because this level does match this 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times previous major resistance levels. I think this level of 1.5 is a good level to accumulate MFers, and I would say the worst place to accumulate it, and I would say the best place to accumulate it honestly, is 1 million market cap, because this acted as resistance and this was the last line touch before that mega explosion, and also acted as resistance here. I think this is a good accumulation range, and honestly the best buy is this support doesn't hold and it comes here, retouches this before it continues higher and higher into that probably 5 million market cap range for something like MFers. But I do think this one is a good buy. At least it's looking good. It's not a very big market cap one, and I'm thinking, can this pull a House coin? Can this be a 54x like we did on House? I don't know, we never know. That's why I'm always tracking these brand new meme coins and charting them for you guys, because many people got very good entries on House and I want you guys to get very good entries on these brand new coins with good looking charts. Now let's get on to the next. This one is called DRA. I've been eyeing this one for quite a while. The trend line has been basically broken, so how low is this thing going to go? Now that it's probably going to give us a good entry, I think this is the level, the 3.3 million market cap level. This would be the perfect entry. I think between this and 3.8, this is a good entry on this TRA coin. Probably good level for a bounce, and I think this could be anywhere from a good scalp. You could get anywhere from 80% to doubling your money on a new all-time high or close to a new all-time high. And honestly, I would be just satisfied with that. But I do think the coin's going to bounce right between these two lines. There's a high possibility of a bounce a good scalp, and then you can exit with nice gains and to start well the week on this Monday. Then we have Troll, just like I predicted. Look, I drew the trend line, it came and almost touched the trend line, and then it gave you this good scalp. Then it went for the trend line again. The trend line sort of held, but this is the reason why I drew this fair liquidity gap. Before the move started, this was the low, and so this is the liquidity gap. And like I told you guys previously, it always pulls back into those liquidity gaps. Look, and it came and it touched and gave you the perfect entry of 19.6. Remember, when I drew this, the chart was almost at all-time highs. It was at, I think, 35, around 30, 33 million market cap. And this is what good TA does. It gives you the perfect entries. Once again, you got a perfect entry. If you entered on Troll, like we did here on the show, you could have nailed and almost doubled your money on a 1 million liquidity coin. And so if you want to trade properly and say you have 100,000 to trade, say you have 50,000 to trade, well, you could have made another 50k with your 50 almost, and now you would have something like 100k. And it's better to trade these high liquidity coins, chart them, be extremely patient, go on Axiom. There's a link down below so you can join Axiom. Eventually you'll be able to join my private. I will only let my Axiom links that have traded on Axiom, that have generated some sort of volume, because I only want real traders on my private. And if you join it, which as I said previously, there's a link down below, all you had to do is, on this one, you didn't even have to think for yourself. All you had to do is look at my charts, leave those limit orders there, you would have gotten filled, and you would be up now massive on one of the best memes on all of Solana, which by the way was given right down here at 2 mil, 3 million market cap. The next one is 𝗲𝗏𝗏. 𝗲𝗏𝗏 is still in play. It's not looking very strong. At least we're up almost 50% of the day. It is now bouncing from the support line. Now we just have to wait and see if it's going to bounce back or if it's going to touch the previous support line. I think it's going to bounce back. I basically round tripped a lot of money on this one, but I think the structure is still positive. It still hasn't broken. So now we just got to wait for our 𝗲𝗏𝗏. Another one that's still in play is Aura Farm. This is one of those that I also helped nail good entries. I told you guys when it was here at all-time highs to wait for a retouch of the trend line. Look, if we extend this trend line just a little bit, look and behold, again, it came to the fair liquidity gap again and again and again. So let's say you missed it and you didn't buy here at the green line or at the blue line where I give you the perfect entry. Then you see it at 4.33, 4.20. You see it at all-time high and you want to FOMO buy because you missed. No, wait, it's going to touch it again. Oh, I missed it again. And it's now at 4.5 again. Wait, it's probably going to touch again. Bam, and it came and it touched again. I think it's probably an okay buy here at 2.9, even though I've already taken profits. Most of the people here probably already took profits because it already went to that 2.6 million fib line extension, the 5 million market cap range. I didn't sell this first week. The second one, I took my initials and just a little bit of profits. I still have a moonbag, which I intend to sell at 7.63, which would be a 9x trade for me and for you guys, which is pretty good under these market conditions. Now let's talk about I Love. This one is a low liquidity, very low market cap play. Okay, very risky. Please, if you're watching this video, don't think like, oh, this is the lowest market cap one, this is the one I'm gonna buy, because I had some people that seems to be their strategy, like, no, this is the one where you should put the least money and take the least risk. Okay, I do think this one's looking good. I've been eyeing this one for weeks now. I think this is setting up for a good structure. This to me is the re-entry, 160. I do think the coin can come back here and then keep bouncing. And another good entry is 216. Anywhere between these two lines, I think perfect would be the perfect entry, even though this is a very low liquidity market cap coin. And so even at 300k, it might be a good buy. Once you have that third all-time high touch, usually it's a bullish all-time high touch. It means even if it pulls back, it's going to go up there again for a fourth time. If it does go for the fourth time is going to be extremely explosive and you're probably going to 10x your money here. This is a big meme trend on TikTok, if I'm aware. From what I've seen, yeah, it's a pretty big meme trend. So I'm excited for this one. I've already entered a little bit here. My average is probably 250. It's not the best average. Once I saw the green candles, I just FOMO bought here before all-time highs. But I do think about buying more if it comes back into this level. 216 until 159. Again, limit order Axiom, go to sleep, chill, let it be hit, wake up, and you're in massive profit. Then another one that I predicted pretty well, and this is a big one, it's called 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Remember, we were here and I said it's going to touch this line and we had a 2-wave. This is a very weird chart, okay? It only gave us 2 waves, never gave us the third one. Look what happened. Price came and retouched this, and then you could have sold and scalped this thing and gotten a 2x. You could have doubled your money. Then the price came back down a little bit below, gave you an even better entry here, even though I wouldn't have bought here. As soon as I start seeing the green again, this is when you rebuy the thing. And now we are at 67 million market cap, but you could have bought at 21 million market cap. You could have bought at least at 20 million, which was the entry that I was telling everyone, the perfect entry. And you could be up 3x basically on 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 on a good liquidity coin. Again, it's better to buy size on these ones than to spread thin across a ton of memes that are brand new, that are below 1 million million market cap. That's why I will avoid the stuff that's below a million market cap unless I really think it has a potential to 10x, like we did with like we did with two others. But here's the thing, I also gave you this mid-fair liquidity point, good entry at 36 million. So let's say you saw my video, but you saw the all-time high. Again, you should have reaccumulated at these levels. Very important fair value gap at 36.6 million market cap, retouched it, and then went in a new all-time high. So basically, you could have traded this thing perfectly, okay? Entered here at 20 million, exited at a new all-time high, then wait for the pullback. Look, acted as support twice here, this previous resistance level, which is the first level of this fair value gap. And then it broke, it went deeper on the fair value gap. Of course, it's going to touch the deeper support level, which was previous resistance. And now the thing acted as support again. So major level at 45. So if you want to re-enter, I think this is still a good place to re-enter, okay? Don't FOMO buy here. Wait, again, that said, you should have been buying here at 20 million. But 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, pay attention to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, brand new one, very important one. I think this is going to give us a ton of good entries and exits, and I'm going to be paying attention and give you guys the best entries possible on 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. For the people who missed, I think it was 2 shows ago where I charted 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 basically almost to perfection. I gave you guys not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically almost 6 perfect entries for you to trade this thing. So let's say you don't have a lot of money and you only have 5,000, 2,000 to trade. It is better to chart this well, find the fair value gaps. You could have doubled your money and then gotten a 50%, then gotten another double. Basically, you can go on these charts from 2K to 7, 10K, a lot easier than buying 100K market cap. This is the premier entry. This is the premier strategy. So again, you need to start using Axiom. Then I'm going to create a huge group of only like pro traders, and I'm going to share, before the YouTube stuff, I'm going to share more thoughts, going to share more charts, and it's going to be a little bit more in depth. You need to enter on Axiom. There's a link down below to start trading. It's the best terminal to trade on Solana. Eventually, they're going to add stuff on Base. I think Hyperliquid as well. You can already trade on Hyperliquid with leverage there, but this is the best, by far the best platform to trade on chain, especially meme coins and AI coins as of today. And so you have to start using limit orders to trade and get these entries and make money and increase your portfolio. So this was today's show. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to update the best trades that happen here, some of the ones from last week if I think they've reached important levels, but that's what I have for today. See you guys tomorrow. Can't wait.